a film or tell a story. And so when you say these years and the amount of people that I've met.
You've watched John Wick blaze across the screen, and you've felt the shockwaves of The Matrix, so you already know Keanu Reeves isn't just another actor. He's a whole energy moving through Hollywood. His rise from low-key cult favorite to worldwide legend felt almost overnight, like the industry woke up and suddenly realized he was unstoppable. But while the world celebrated him, something colder was brewing behind the cameras. As Keanu climbed higher, not everybody cheered. Some actors started seeing him as a real threat, and that quiet tension turned into flat-out rivalry. People who once smiled in his face began whispering, plotting, and letting jealousy twist the room whenever he walked in. Hollywood can look shiny from the outside, but inside, egos crash harder than stunt cars. Now, at 61, Keanu has privately admitted there are 5 people in the industry he won't ever stand beside again. No second chances. Insiders swear these breakups are real, and they expose a hidden side of Hollywood that most folks never get to witness. Out of the 5 names Keanu keeps at a distance, Alec Baldwin is the one that shocks people the most. Their issue was never about battling for roles or clout. This one cut deeper, landing right in the zone Keanu protects the hardest: respect. Their tension didn't pop up overnight. It goes all the way back to the late 90s, when both were climbing the ladder but moving through Hollywood with totally different energies. Baldwin had a reputation for snapping on folks, while Keanu carried himself with that calm, structured vibe people trusted. Those opposite worlds finally crashed during a behind-closed-doors industry roundtable in 2003, and that moment changed everything. When a director pressed Baldwin with a tough question, he flipped. He jumped up, pointed around the room, and barked, "Some of you don't even deserve to be in this room." Then he locked eyes on Keanu, like he meant every word. For someone as grounded and reserved as Reeves, this wasn't about hurting his pride. It was about exposing a man's character. Keanu doesn't make drama, but he doesn't forget disrespect either. Years later, during a soft-spoken Japanese interview, he dropped the line that told insiders everything. Once someone shows you contempt, you don't forget it. And people who knew the backstory instantly connected the dots. As Baldwin's controversies piled up, legal problems, blow-ups, and eventually the tragic Rust incident, Keanu reportedly saw it as proof that the behavior wasn't just rough, it was becoming dangerous. Hollywood quietly tried to reunite them in ensemble casts, but those plans never made it past early talks. For more than 15 years, the two have dodged photos, skipped greetings, and kept serious distance on red carpets, like two worlds that refuse to cross again. Industry insiders say the tension between Keanu and Shia LaBeouf didn't grow over time. It sparked the very first minute they crossed paths. Their first clash happened in 2006 during a studio workshop where Shia was already gaining a reputation for wild, unpredictable behavior. In the middle of a discussion, he started clowning veteran actors, saying they were too stiff, too old school, too locked in. Keanu sat nearby, watching with that quiet, observant stare he's known for, taking everything in without reacting. A producer later shared that Keanu leaned over and whispered, "He confuses disruption with depth." That line hit different, and it quietly set the tone for a long, cold tension between the two men. The moment that truly broke things came 2 years later, at a 2008 charity event. Witnesses say Shia, reportedly intoxicated, launched into a rant about fake Hollywood saints, then turned and called Keanu the most boring Zen robot I've ever met. The room froze, with people forcing out nervous laughs because no one knew how to handle it. Keanu didn't yell, didn't argue. He just looked at him and said, "Cruelty isn't honesty, it's insecurity," before walking out. As the years rolled on, Shia's arrests, dust-ups, and unpredictable projects only widened the gap between them. When a studio floated the idea of pairing them in 2014, Keanu shut it down immediately, reportedly saying, "Not a healthy environment." That was the final line in the sand. Since then, the silence has been absolute. No greetings, no eye contact, no small talk at premieres or award shows, not even a quick nod when passing each other backstage. Few actors have gotten under Keanu Reeves' skin the way Jared Leto reportedly did, and what's wild is the tension started before they ever stood in the same room. Stories were already floating around Hollywood. tales from crew members about dead animals mailed to co-stars, intense method antics, scripts being flipped last minute, and sets filled with this thick, uncomfortable energy. Keanu, who always pushes for calm, safe, respectful workspaces, wasn't impressed at all. He later said, "You can't harm people in the name of art." That simple line summed up exactly where he draws the boundary. The real breaking point hit in 2011 during a private casting meeting. A director pitched the idea of pairing the two in a psychological thriller, and Keanu shut it down instantly. He let out this sharp exhale, one of those reactions people said they'd never heard from him, and dropped a rare, blunt line. "Chaos isn't a technique, it's a warning sign." The room went silent, like everyone knew the conversation was over right there. By 2016, after even more reports about extreme method experiments and people getting hurt on set, studios stopped trying to force the partnership. The separation became locked in. No greetings, no eye contact, no small talk, nothing at award shows or industry events. For Keanu, Jared Leto represented a line he refuses to cross. Creativity should never come wrapped in pain, fear, or danger disguised as art. Val Kilmer's reputation hit Keanu's ears way before the man ever walked into his orbit. People around the industry warned him non-stop, saying, "Kilmer is brilliant, but he'll scorch the earth to get his way." That wasn't gossip, it was a pattern everyone had seen up close. Their tension sparked back in the early 90s, when both were chasing the same heavyweight leading roles. Kilmer had a habit of critiquing other actors out loud, and when he watched one of Keanu's audition tapes, he reportedly scoffed, "He's too simple. Acting requires fire, not stillness." Keanu didn't take it as a wound. He took it as information, a clear picture of who he was dealing with. The moment that locked in the divide came at a studio dinner in 1995. The lighting wasn't flattering Kilmer, and instead of rolling with it, he turned on a young cinematographer and tore into him in front of everyone. Keanu stepped in, hoping to cool things down, but Kilmer snapped back with, "Don't play wise monk with me." Keanu's reply was calm, sharp, and final. "You don't belittle people you depend on." That line hit the table like a gavel, and from that night, the separation was set in stone. By 2004, when a studio floated the idea of pairing them on screen, Keanu didn't hesitate. His answer was an immediate, permanent no. Today, whenever they cross paths, they move past each other like ghosts. No shouting, no drama, just distance carved from experience. Keanu's distance from Sean Young wasn't about clashing ideas or artistic differences, it was straight-up self-preservation. Their first encounter went sideways in 1989 during a rehearsal, when Young showed up late, dropped her script with a loud slam, and accused the director of favoritism in front of everyone. The whole room froze, and Keanu saw instantly how fast the vibe could shift when someone walked in with that kind of storm energy. But the moment that truly locked his decision came in 1994 during a casting session. Young mocked another actress right there in the room, then turned to Keanu and said, "This business loves quiet boys like you. They're easy to control." Keanu didn't argue, didn't push back. He quietly closed his notebook and walked out, refusing to let the energy pull him into anything messy. As the years went on, Young's public incidents kept stacking up. Uninvited visits to sets, heated confrontations, wild accusations about conspiracies, and each episode only made Keanu's stance clearer. So when a producer tried to attach him to a 2006 project where Young was being considered for a supporting role, he shut it down immediately, saying, "I don't want people hurt again." There were no big arguments, no dramatic showdowns, just a calm line drawn in the sand. To Keanu, Sean Young wasn't an adversary. She was a walking reminder of the kind of chaos he refuses to let back into his space. So, were these rivalries valid moves of self-protection, or do they pull back the curtain on a Hollywood way darker than most people imagine? An industry running on ego, tension, and power that barely stays in check? Each story shows a different corner of that world, and some of these moments hit harder than any action scene Keanu has ever filmed. Which one hit you the deepest? Which situation made you look at the industry in a whole new way? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share what shocked you, what surprised you, and what you think really pushed these divides to the point of no return. And make sure you like, subscribe, share, and turn on those notifications so you never miss the next deep dive into the conflicts Hollywood keeps hidden. See you on the next one.